Hey everybody, it's Dr. Jose Aguilar here of Helping Hands Massage and Chiropractic. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Healthy News Update. You want to feel your best when it comes to your daily routine. But if you've got debilitating back pain, it can be hard to focus on anything else. Good news though, relief is often just a few simple stretches away. Back pain itself can be caused by a multitude of different things. Things from spasms, strains, nerve injuries, disc problems, etc. But the end result is the same. Pain that keeps you from doing the things you love. People who suffer from back pain have turned to many kinds of different interventions, things like painkillers or surgery, but in many cases, the simplest way to find relief is a good stretch. Regular stretching and movement can help with back pain by relaxing tight muscles and improve circulation to help nourish the spine. Not only will stretching help loosen the muscles to help get rid of back pain, but it can also strengthen the back, and this can lower the chances of future episodes. Stretching is very much a 1-2 punch for back pain. By incorporating stretching into your daily fitness routine, you can help provide much needed relief, and you can strengthen the back, making it less likely to deal with injury or pain in the future. Now that you know the why stretching can be so effective, let's talk about the how, so that way we can get the best results. We are going to be covering 5 stretches to relieve back pain here.
Okay, so the first stretch that we're going to be doing for the lower back is called the trunk rotation stretch. For this, you're going to start with yourself lying down on the floor on your back. Try to find the place that's going to be comfortable for you. So a yoga mat, a carpeted floor, even the bed would be okay, but nothing that's going to be too soft. You still need some proper support underneath your back. So in this case, we have you down. We have her down here on the blanket, and she's on her back. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor, and the trunk rotation is maintaining the upper part of your trunk, upper part of the body, in contact with the floor, as the lower part is rotating to one side. So go ahead and roll the knees over. You'll start to feel a stretch in the lower part of the back. You just want to roll as far as you can to feel that stretch, not to overexert yourself. You'll hold this position 10 to 15 seconds, and then you'll roll to the opposite side. Same rules apply, keeping your upper trunk in contact with the floor as best you can. Again, you should be feeling this stretch down here in the lower part of the back. And back to center. You want to do this process about 10 times on each side. So 10 to 15 seconds to one side, 10 to 15 seconds to the other side, and back and forth 10 on each side. The next stretch that we're going to be doing is the child's pose. So for this, we're going to start you off on all fours. Now for child's pose, once you start off on all fours, what you're going to do is you're going to bring your hips back as if you were to sit down onto your heels and extend your arms in front. And it's okay to relax your head down as well. You should feel a stretch in the lower part of the back here. And you're going to hold this position for the stretch. You're going to hold it for approximately 10 to 15 seconds. After these 10 to 15 seconds are set, you'll come back up to the forced position. And you'll repeat this process 10 times. The next stretch that we're going to be working on is called the Camel stretch. This one also starts on all fours. Here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to arch your back so it's pushing up towards the ceiling as high as you can. You should be able to feel a good stretch with this position. You're going to hold this 10 to 15 seconds. And then from here, we do the exact opposite. We're going to push things down so that your abdomen, your belly, when you push that towards down to the floor here. We're going to hold this position 10 to 15 seconds. This process of pushing up and pushing back down is repeated for each one 10 times apiece. The next stretch that we're going to move into is called the hamstring stretch. For this one, we're going to have you start sitting down. You're going to sit with one leg extended in front. The other leg is pulled in with your foot pulled into your thigh. The key here is maintaining what's called a flat back. We want to keep your back nice and straight, and you're going to reach over towards your extended leg. Reach out, hip. You're going to use what's called a hip hinge motion. So the hip is the anchor point, and you're extending out. Try to keep that knee nice and straight as much as you can, and you should be feeling a stretch underneath the back of the thigh. You'd be holding this position, again, 10 to 15 seconds. You would repeat this process on each leg 10 times. From here, we're going to go ahead and move into what's called the hip flexor stretch. This one starts off almost in a lunge-like position. So we're going to come on up onto one knee. From here, what you want to do is you want to extend the knee that's bent as you're leaning forward. As you lean forward over this knee as your support. So you begin to lean forward and you push this leg back. The key here also, make sure you square these hips off. The more square they are to the floor, the deeper the stretch in those hip flexors. The hip flexors are these muscles here in the front that connect at the very top of the hip here, and they come down the front of the leg here. We want to make sure those get stretched out properly. You hold this position 10 to 15 seconds, and then you would repeat this process on each leg 10 times. Now I'm going to throw in a bonus stretch. One of my most favorite stretches to do with my patients here is really effective for alleviating lower back pain. It's called the figure 4 stretch. So for this, I'm going to have you lying down on your back. The way this one works, we position one foot across the top of the opposite knee. Let the leg kind of hang loose there. From here, what we want to do now is we want to bring this knee with the foot on top of it, bring it in towards your chest. So that means lifting things up. There we go. And I do strongly advise for a little bit extra support, reaching underneath and grabbing your leg to bring it in, bring that extra effort in. The deeper the stretch is caused by bringing the knee closer into the chest. We would hold this position about 10 to 15 seconds, and we would repeat this process on each side 10 times. So there you have it. Those are the stretches that we do in our office. These are very beneficial in helping people alleviate the back pain that they're in, so that way they can get back to the lives that they love. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.